So hello everyone, welcome to sunny Sweden. We are here in Eskilstuna at the Gröndal Motor Stadium for the Nordic Contest, which is doubling up as the F-Road GP in time for the Euros in the summer in August. And as you can see, I'm on a track. It is not off-road, which is unusual for me. It's a beautiful on-road track here, just the backside of the driver's stand. It's actually a double driver's stand here in Eskilstuna. And we're going to go for a little chat with a few drivers, seeing their first impressions of this pretty mighty fine facility. Mr. Bloomfield, first impressions?
Big and bumpy and loose.
Facility, Sweden?
Yeah, Sweden seems nice. This facility is crazy, really good. I mean, the driver's stand is like bigger than my house, I think. Probably built better as well. And looked after better. No, anyway. Yeah, no, it's really good. The facility's good. The food's really good. Like the on-site food is really good. The driver's stand is huge. And standing from one end to the other, I don't know if it's different compared to normal, but it feels really long. So even though they're figured out in like 1 to 15, like 1 to 15 at Kent last week felt like we're all like sardines. And now it's like detached houses, like number 1 to 2 is like over there. Yeah, no, it seems really good. The track's really fast, which wasn't really an issue until some bumps sort of figured. So now it's kind of not just completely balls out, but you got to think about the bumps as well. So I think it's good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be different, and it's going to blow out more, I believe.
Super huge track, really big. So dusty. It looks like old school track. Not get used to this kind of tracks lately. But I like it. It's getting bumpy. I like so much the bumpy track, so it's getting good. Just some kicks on the jumps and lands that maybe they should work on for the Euros. But facilities are awesome. And on-road track there is amazing. They said me there is some go-kart racing there and also super motocross or something like that. So it's huge, really huge.
So if we get bored, we can go over there then, have some fun.
Yeah, sure. I think we go all Italians and Spanish guys. We are going on Sunday, I think, for go-karts, so maybe you can go also.
Yeah, well, I'll probably come last. I'll be in the fat class.
No problem.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
David Ronnefalk, thoughts and first impressions of the Nordic Contest?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's nice to have a big race in Sweden. It felt weird to start out with having all these top drivers and everyone from Europe coming to Sweden for once. So it felt like I had to introduce them, like this is a new country for them. Like, yeah, here's the garbage can. But I mean, it was fun. I think the facility is just top notch. It's one of the better ones in Europe. So it makes up for a great event. So as long as the weather is with us, I think everybody's gonna have a good time for sure.
And we've been super lucky today. It's only the first day, but this is quite a rare event in Sweden having this sort of weather.
Yeah, it's still a little bit cold, I would say. I think even for Sweden, this is May have been pretty cold compared to last year where we had a really good weather in May. So, but at least it's not raining, sun is out, and it looks pretty good for Saturday and Sunday as well. So, yeah, I'm excited to start racing, and yeah, it should be fun.
A few of the drivers saying like the track is quite like old school, like 10, 15 years ago. You know, it's not that well, it's kind of loose, maybe not hard packed, especially offline. Do you like that sort of style, or is it just you've raced it before so you know what to expect?
Yeah, I mean, I raced here 3 times, I think, coming into this event. We had the Nationals the last 2 years and also F-Road GP last year. So I made a bunch of races here on the track. So for the layout-wise, I know that, I mean, all the people were learning in the first 2 rounds here, but everybody's getting up to speed now. I felt pretty comfortable. Even though I didn't start with the setup I used here last year, I felt like my car was pretty good around the track. But yeah, as I said, it's probably like more like an old school track, as everybody would say. But it still has, I mean, some nice jumps in it with a lot of difficulty in them because the faces are pretty weird with AstroTurf. But I mean, yeah, I think it's a good mix of high speed, like super high speed, loose. And it's going to be bumpy as well. So, yeah, it's a true off-road track, I would say, and I think everybody enjoys it.
Of what?
Everything, the track, life.
It's a little bit cold. It's pretty dusty out there. It's a bit blown out. It's one of them tracks where you kind of almost full throttle everywhere, and then you feel like you're full throttle or off throttle. And it's one of them frustrating tracks for me. It's like, well, I feel like I'm going around all right, but why am I a second, 2 seconds a lap slower at some laps? So yeah, it's just it's very big, it's very wide, it's pretty much on the gas, a lot of dust.
How's the new car you're running, and how's the food in Sweden?
Yeah, I mean, the car feels okay. It's really hard to actually feel the car out there. That's another thing. It's quite big, it's quite far away. The car's always moving. It's really hard to kind of feel setup changes, or at least what you want to do. Working on different tires at the moment, trying a bunch of stuff. It's pretty old school, like, you know, bow tie / Battle Star is what they called, type tire, pretty big pin. Yeah, you just want to ride the bumps and not get stuck.
It's a bit like retro, the whole, we're hearing from Robert that it's kind of like old school, like it was kind of 10, 15 years ago, like blown out and dusty.
It feels a lot like Argentina Worlds. You know what I mean? That was pretty old school. It's rocky, it's dusty, it's off the line is clouds, you know, beach-worthy dust out there. So yeah, but on the line, I think it's going to groove up a bit, but it's still going to be very bumpy. I mean, you can go and run your feet over it and it still crumbles away. So yeah, kind of a cross between like Argentina and like a Silver State style track at the moment. We're pretty old school tires, you know, it's good.